Hi, this is Jay with HealthBinge.com, and I'm with Shelly Graham again, and we're talking about the disease that was very emotionally draining for Shelly, and it was spasmodic dysphonia. Shelly, again, when did you get to the disease?
It started in 2007 with my singing voice, but my speaking voice was affected in 2012.
Okay, then you said that before in the previous video that you went to see a specialist on this disease, right?
Yes, I did. Dr. Cooper, who has helped thousands and thousands of people to regain their speaking voice.
And where was that?
That was in Kentucky.
And it was pretty expensive to go do that?
It was $10,000 a week.
$10,000?
$5,000 a week.
$5,000 a week, and you went for a couple of weeks. Huh?
I went for 2 weeks.
And there was other people there?
Yes, there were 2 other people. One lady came for just 1 week, and then the next week another gentleman came. So,
what kind of therapies did he have you do?
well, actually, the crazy thing was the main thing that I did was hum and breathe, because people with spasmodic dysphonia, they speak in the lower throat instead of speaking up in the mask, and they hold their breath when they speak.
How do you hold your breath and speak?
I have no idea, but to get the coordination of your breathing and your speaking again is horrible. It was very, very difficult. It's kind of like if you're walking and you think about walking, you're going to trip. It's something that you do naturally, and your breathing should be the same way. But when you have spasmodic dysphonia, I'm not sure why you start holding your breath, but you start breathing from your chest instead of your diaphragm.
So what kind of exercises did he have you do? You said humming. What other things did he have you do?
Well, mainly it was humming, and then he had specific phrases to say that would help people who were either too high in the register, because we had a guy there who never lost his voice when he was going through puberty. As far as it dropping, it actually stayed high. So he was trying to teach him to drop his voice, and the rest of us, we spoke too low. And so Dr. Cooper was trying to get us to bring our voices up higher in a higher register. So he had exercises for both sides, or phrases that you would say that would help bring the voice up into the mask.
Interesting. Mm-hmm. Now, you said you have a recording of your voice back then when you were on therapy?
I do. I went and bought a recorder, so I'm so thankful I have it now, because I forget what I used to sound like, and I'm able to go back. Sometimes it's not a good emotional feeling, the emotions that came with all of that, but it's good. It's a good reminder of where I came from and where I am today.
Excellent. Could you play that recording for us?
You bet.
Go back and just do that.
Am I maybe too high?
No, don't worry about that.
Okay.
You're too low when you talk.
I know. I'm
Just
trying.
do that. Just
Okay.
get the handle on one attribute, that the breathing and the focus in the face. That's all I want.
Okay, so I need to feel it up here.
Yeah, that's all I want.
Okay, I'll keep working. Okay, thank
Keep doing
you.
the same thing till it's very easy, over and over and over, till you own it.
Okay,
With the
and
coordination of the breathing.
the tension that I feel in my neck is normal.
Yes, very normal. Put your
Okay,
hand on me.
okay.
That's good. So that was Dr. Cooper?
That was Dr. Cooper, and he was wonderful. It was pretty funny. When we were in therapy, he would send us to a room, and we were in that room, a small room, by ourselves. He said that years ago he learned that he could not be in the same room with those that had the spasmodic dysphonia, because over time, with working with them, he would start to pick up what they were doing. Your voice would begin to mimic, and he said it was just too difficult. So we were left to ourselves. Pretty much he would come and check on us periodically, and we would hum, and I hummed for hours and hours.
And you noticed some improvement?
I did. At first, it was minimal. I could get it in the room, and I'd be doing great, and I'd open the door, and I'd start talking to him, and the old habit of talking in the lower throat would come right back, and it was like, I'm never going to do this. This is just not going to happen. But I was very persistent, and I did everything that he said, and worked and worked and worked. And by the time I left, 2 weeks later, I was talking, and I could not drop it into the lower throat. It's pretty interesting.
Good. So you got better, but then did you relapse, or did it stay that way?
I did. No, I did not stay that way. I was faithful with my exercises. But we have, our brains are very powerful, and when you have spasmodic dysphonia, you forget what you used to sound like. So when I would speak in the higher tone, I felt like I was a little girl, and my body would literally fight against that voice. And so thus I got the recorder so that you could hear, I would play back when I would hear it when it was like, I sound like a little girl. I can't talk like that. And I would play it back and be like, oh, well, that didn't sound that bad. And so through the process of that, my mind was able to accept the voice. But Dr. Cooper said it's very natural to relapse back because you fall back into not necessarily the bad habits, but you still fight that voice, your voice mirror, and you do not keep the voice up there. And that's what happened to me. And I actually, what the recording that you heard was better then than it was when I finally was at my wit's end, when it was to where I couldn't even talk at all. I couldn't even get words out.
Wow. So then you found your herbal supplement, and how long did it take? The supplement, you take it once a day or twice a day?
Once a day. But because I had a pretty serious disorder, the people that kind of told me about it, besides my grandmother, they suggested that I do 2 a day. So I still take 2 a day. And I'm faithful to take it twice a day. So, and it works great.
And how long did it take before you noticed pretty significant recovery?
Significant recovery. Well, let's put it this way. We were on vacation, and we got the pills on the supplements on a Wednesday, and we were actually heading back here on a Friday. So I had 2, maybe 4 pills before we left. But after the first pill, I noticed a difference in the tension that I felt. It was like, I don't even know how to explain it. It was like a rubber band. Something was keeping me from talking. I don't know what it was, still don't know to this day, but I felt that tension releasing. And then by the time we got back on that Sunday, my voice had improved to the point where people in my church who had heard me or not heard me speak noticed and said, what in the world are you doing? And so then I told them about the supplement, and it was just amazing how in a matter less than a week other people noticed it, not just myself. And it took a total of 4 months to where I could talk, but my voice would get very tired because it's not a quick process to come out of spasmodic dysphonia.
Wow, that's pretty inspirational.
Yeah.
I bet you're pretty glad you found that supplement, and I bet you thank your grandmother, don't you?
I do. And it's changed my life. When you cannot talk and communicate with other people, you're cut off from them, and you feel trapped, and you feel like you're in a hole, or you can feel like there's a wall, and you have so much you want to share, but it's so frustrating just to try to get those words out of your mouth that it's just you get to the point where it's just not worth it. The emotional trauma and stress from all of that is unexplainable unless you've actually lived through it.
So you feel like you've got a lot of your life back then?
Oh, yes, my life is back. And I cannot thank the Lord enough for my grandmother and the people that told me about the supplement.
Excellent. So again, if you have any questions, make sure that you email Shelly at
ShellyGraham7@gmail.com.
And if you look down below, we'll have it written right there for you. And don't forget to subscribe to our website. It's either there or there. I'm going to have to learn one of those times where it is. But you subscribe and we'll send you any kind of updates. And don't forget to check out the other tabs in our blog too. We got the Heidi's and My Weight Loss Challenge. We got Movability by Mike. And now we've got Shelly. So we have some pretty interesting stuff on our blog. So again, this is Jay with healthbinge.com, and stay tuned.